So guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the 6 lessons I've learned in the 6 years of trading. So I'm going to go through my major lessons that I've learned. So hopefully it can help on your guys' journey, whether you've just started trading or whether you've been trading for a while. The key 6 lessons that I've learned throughout this trading process. So make sure you watch to the end. The last 2 are game changers for me and helping me improve my trading results and everything like that. So make sure you stay tuned. If you like this video, you get value from the information that I've shared from the 6 years of experience I've got, then make sure you like, comment and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And yeah, let's just get into the video. So as a lot of you guys may already know, if not, then I've been trading for 6 years, and there's lots of things throughout that process that I would change, that I would do it differently again, which is why I want to make this video, because if I can tell you the information that I did wrong, that slowed me down, then hopefully it will speed up your guys' journey. But there's also a lot of stuff I did right, so that's why I want to get back to on this channel. Hopefully you get value from this video. So the first thing that I would do differently, and one of the major lessons, was understanding that theory isn't everything. So when trading, I assumed when I first started back in 2017 that these companies were hiding information, or I just need to know the secret source or the secret bit of information, the secret strategy that's going to make everybody money. And I genuinely went in with the impression that there was hidden information that people were hiding from the masses and only allowing the small percentage of people to be successful. But when I paid for a course and I got into a community, that changed, because I got the information and learned what I needed to learn. That took a little while, but I learned all the theory. I learned how trading works, how to approach trading, the probability side, have good risk management, have good risk reward. So per each trade, you're making more than what you initially risked. You have your strike rate, how much you win. And I assumed as soon as I got this piece of information, then I would start making money. Like a lot of my friends said, "Oh, can you teach me?" And if I teach them, then they'll just start making money. And I assumed that. I knew friends and people like that would say, "Oh, just follow what this guy's doing. Like he's doing really well from it. Just follow what he's doing." And the problem with that is I learned quickly that when I was in that community, a lot of the information, although it's mechanical rules and although there are set, if you have a mechanical strategy, you do this at this point, at this point, at this point. But the problem is you don't take into consideration your emotions. You don't take into consideration how you personally are affected by losses or wins and your ego and everything like that. So when I approached it, when it got to the end of the month and the mentor trader guy who was hosting the webinars, he would sit there and he would say, what's everyone sat at for the end of this month? Like, where are we all sat? And what surprised me is there'd be some people up 8, 9%. There'd be some people down 2%, 3%. There'd be some people at break even. And I thought to myself, well, how does this work then? If we're all trading the same information, we all understand the strategy, why is there such a disparity in results? And the reason for that is, number one, emotions, or number two, psychology. The fact that you can't execute your trades, or you're taking bad trades because you want to either get your money back, or you haven't been in the markets because there was no opportunities for the last week and you're getting itchy fingers, you want to get into the markets, you want to trade. So I just assumed, and a major lesson here is it's not just about strategy or not just about the information. You can have a perfectly profitable strategy that works for lots of people, but it might not work for you just because you haven't mastered your psychology, you haven't understood what's holding you back. So for me personally, I was more risk adverse. So if I took a couple of losses, which is completely natural when trading, I assumed that, I was reluctant to take trades. So if I had 2, 3 losses in a row, I was more risk adverse. I would be more hesitant to execute. There'd be perfect setups and I'd just watch them play out in front of me. Then that would mess with my psychology more, because I wouldn't execute that trade. It would go off it would go off in my favor and I wouldn't be in it. So then I'd take the next trade, that would be a loss. But had I took the original trade, I would be up on my money. But then there's other people that are the other way, that are more greedy, and they tend to take more trades. If they've had a few losses, they just don't have that fear. They want to get that money back. They don't have the fear of losing anymore. They are overly confident, so they keep executing trades, which tend to be more lower probability, and it affects their trading results that way. So the key thing here is it's not just about strategy. It's not just about theory. Yes, you have to understand how the markets work and the theoretical side behind trading and how to have a profitable edge, but that's such a small piece of the puzzle, and I didn't realize that at the time. I thought that was the major part. So that was an interesting lesson that I learned along the 6 years. So the next lesson I learned, which sort of carries on from the first point that I made, was neglecting psychology. So when I first started to trade, I neglected psychology massively. I didn't think it was as important as what a lot of these people were saying. I thought they're just trying to spin it as psychology is more important than like the technicals or the theoretical side of trading, just so they can not have to give you that information. Because like I said before, I assumed as soon as I got the information, as soon as I knew when to buy, when to sell, why I'm doing it, understanding the theory of it, I assumed, well, that would be it. Like, I just start making money, I should know what I'm doing. I'm missing the piece of the puzzle which is going to make me money. But actually, what I later realized, and it took me a while, was psychology is a lot more important than what I first thought. Because I didn't understand that you can have a profitable strategy, but there's going to be such a difference in results based on how people interpret the information, how people react emotionally. It's like saying, going to the gym and someone having a workout plan. You can have a workout plan, but some people are going to be more disciplined, some people are going to be less disciplined, some people are going to be so rigid with it, some people are going to be, start it for a couple of weeks and stop. And it's the same with trading. You can have a trading plan that you know what you're doing, when you're doing it, but if you don't control your psychology and don't control yourself, you're going to talk yourself to get into trades, maybe because you're bored and you haven't been in trades for a while, or maybe you take a couple of losses and you're fearful to get into trades. That was more what I struggled with. It's all good having a trading plan and a trading strategy and understanding that. But if I was a more risk adverse person, I would struggle to execute those trades, because if I had a couple of losses, I was naturally more fearful because I didn't want to lose more money. So I'm seeing winners from trades that are perfectly viable setups go out in my favor, but I'm not in the trade because I couldn't push the button to execute, because I talked myself out of it. I'd say, well, that doesn't look good, that doesn't look good. But there'll be someone else in the community that has no fear about that and just takes the trade because he knows it's a good trade, and that might bank them 3, 4, 5 times their money. Meanwhile, I've sat on the sidelines, not took that trade, and I've missed out on a trade that would make back all the losses and be more in profit. So I heard this, you have to become the edge too. People say, what's your strategy, or what's your trading edge, or how do I become profitable? And you have to understand the theory behind trading. You have to understand why you're buying, why you're selling. You have to understand fundamentals and, like I say, how the markets move. But in order for you to be consistently profitable, you have to become the edge. And the way you do that is by having routines and structures in place that benefit you, that suit you. Obviously, everyone's will be different, but for me, I like going to the gym. I like getting up at a certain time, having the same routine, because that's how I try and that's how I stay at peak performance. Like I said, it's different for everybody. Someone else might do it slightly differently, but you have to know what works for you. So that was a massive point that I didn't realize, and a massive lesson that I learned, which hopefully I can pass on to you guys and you guys can use and say, don't neglect psychology. Like I said, when I heard people say 90% of trading psychology, I assume you're just trying to divert my attention from the actual knowledge, which I need. But actually, you could have all the knowledge in the world, and that's why in the community I was in, at the end of the month, there'd be a vast array of results. If it wasn't down to psychology, everyone would just have the exact same results. But you have to execute those trades. You can miss a trade, which could affect your psychology because you're frustrated that you missed the trade that made money, and then you could have 2 losses after that, and you could be in a negative spiral and make poor decisions. So you have to control your emotions and control your psychology, and I neglected that for a while. So the moment I stopped neglecting it and put a bit more emphasis on my strengths and weaknesses, it helped my trading improve. So in 2017, again, when I first started, there wasn't that much information about trading as much as what there is now. Like on social media, there's so much information that you can get, which is a positive and a negative. There's a positive because there's so many people to learn from. There's so many free resources. Like on YouTube, there's so many trading videos. Like I said, when I was learning, there were trading videos, but it wasn't as popular as what it is now. But the negatives are, obviously, there's a lot of people doing it, which means there's a lot of people that don't know what they're talking about and are just trying to make a quick little bit of money, and they don't have your best interests at heart. So I did pay for education, and that helped me massively, because I hear a lot of people say, if anyone does a course or anyone, does something like that, then they're a scammer. And I get that point. There's a lot of people that are, but you have to do your due diligence and look around and see the genuine people, because there are genuine people that want to generally give back and help if they've been trading for years and they want to help someone who's literally just got into the markets. and help them. It's rewarding, to help pass on your knowledge and information. So I did that. I got into a course. I paid £500 for the education, and I paid £80 per month for live webinars, being in a community. And it was quite a bit of money at the time. I was just left school and I was working part-time to fund that, because my trading was up and down. And I only had a small account, a £500 account. So I wasn't making much. I just wanted to learn the skill on that account. So hopefully I could get consistent on it. But I would say getting into a community did help me massively, because you're going to be around people, whether it's friends and people that don't understand what you're doing. And it's hard enough. It's a hard business. 90% of traders lose 90% of money in 90 days. So the business is extremely difficult to succeed in. So if you have people that don't understand and that are quite negative about what you're doing, it can make it even harder. It makes it more difficult. But if you're around people that are willing you on and pushing you, and you've got people like the people who I was learning from, they were doing really well for themselves. So I could see that this was the end goal of what I could get to. So it motivated me when no one believed in it or people didn't understand what I was doing. It motivated me to sit there and think, okay, this is where I could potentially get to. Now, however long that takes, it's different for everybody, but I can keep working and working and working until I can get to a position where I do that. And I'm still progressing now. I'm not exactly where I want to be. And that's why I'm documenting on this channel, so I can give back and help and we can all progress together. But I'm still progressing. But I think a massive point I should emphasize is getting the education and being in the community did help me massively. So it's your choice whether you do that. And of course, I can't people ask me all the time, what community should I join? Where should I go? And I can't recommend anyone in particular, because the company that I use aren't around anymore, or they've sort of evolved into another company. So I don't feel comfortable just, it's not my position to say. All I would say is I got education, I got that, and it did help me. You could do it and it might not be beneficial for you, or you might do it and it might really help you. I don't know. But I would recommend getting education, getting into a community of people. A lot of people have said to me about starting like a free community. A lot of people message me on Instagram and stuff. My Instagram will be linked below if you do want to get in contact with me. I'll get back to you. But people have asked me about, would you, set up a free Discord group or a free group just so everyone can connect? And it could be potentially something. A lot of people want to message me all the time and want to talk about trading stuff, and I don't have anything like that. So it's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you guys would want. Just a group of us, that want to just ask questions and talk about our trades, talk about trading, just have a little community. So yeah, let me know if you guys want that. But yeah, definitely get into a group or community helped me massively. And that's a big lesson that if I did it sooner, it might have helped me improve. But yeah, that's something I just have to say. I think it's pivotal to be around the right people. Being around like-minded people helped me massively, like I said, when I joined that community. And again, you don't have to be brutal about this, but there was a few people, like friends, that didn't understand what I was doing. And every time you talk to them about trading and trading-related stuff, they would act like they cared, but they never really did. So it's important to not get rid of in a bad way, but just surround yourself with people that are understanding of what you're doing and trying to push you forward, and trying to genuinely, want you to do well. Like I said, it's this tough business. So if you have more people that are against you, it's going to make it even more difficult. So yeah, it's important to get around the right people. If I'd have got rid of a few, not necessarily got rid in a negative way, but just distance myself from a few people sooner, it probably would have been a little bit easier for me. You don't have to be hostile towards them. You can still be friendly and stuff. But I just distanced myself this last year from a few people, and it definitely helped. It helped me focus on myself and not hear the negative noise in the background. So that's a massive lesson that I would advise as well. Lastly, and this is probably the most important one, is have a high and a long time frame on your success, and also it's going to be different for everybody. So don't think you're going to be successful in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. You have to make sure that I had 3 years. I gave myself 3 years, like a degree, like an apprenticeship when I left school. A lot of my friends went to uni doing a 3-year course. My other friends went and did apprenticeships or got jobs in a company. And for them to succeed in their business, it's going to take a long time. You're going to do a degree, it's going to take 3 years to graduate. If you're going to do an apprenticeship before you get qualified, you're going to take a couple of years. So for me, I didn't, and this is the problem, people expect trading to work instantly and be successful and make a lot of money instantly. But if you were doing a degree or you were doing a job, you don't instantly make and get to where you want to go. You don't graduate uni in 6 months. You don't do well in your job in 6 months, So I gave myself 3 years like my friends, and I just put my time and effort into learning, being consistent, trying to learn everything I could on a small £500 account, make mistakes, not make much money, but not lose much money, and be in a position where once I'm consistent, can look to scale up my capital. And that's what I recommend to a lot of you. Don't think you're going to do it in a couple of months, and just because it's taken a couple of years doesn't mean, oh, it doesn't work. I've been going 6 years. I've progressed massively, still progressing, still improving, still not like exactly where I want to be, but it's an ever evolving process. So yeah, I hope you guys got value from this video. Like I said, my Instagram's down below if you want to connect or message. Let me know again about if you guys would want that like group. Again, I've got a few people messaging me saying about community. Would I start a Discord group and stuff like that? And I haven't really thought about it, but it could be potentially something if you guys want that. Set up a group where we can all connect and talk trading and stuff. So let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe. Help grow the channel, and I appreciate the support. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.